My name's Peter Audet, and I'm the principal of a Genesys wealth advisors firm in Brisbane. With small businesses like ours, you often find yourself in a position where, as an entrepreneurial person, you don't want to feel constrained by the dealer, by the institution that sits above you. And we've gone through a period where we were bought out by AXA, and then in turn AXA's been bought out by AMP. And the question is often asked about what are they doing, what have they done to us? And the reality is that for us it's been business as usual. Genesys has maintained the approach that they've always taken in promoting that independent feel, in giving us the opportunity to participate in the innovation committee, in the investment committee, actually asking us about where the dealer is going and what direction it's taking and whether or not we feel that that's appropriate to the things we need. I think that's exceptionally important. Well, I think the financial services industry is going through an evolution where we used to have small single advisor practices, and we're now seeing the rise of these larger corporatised practices. And it's interesting because what we're seeing is advisors such as myself going from being single advisors to actually being the directors of these small businesses. And where I think dealers nationally are struggling with is to provide relevant services to practices in that corporatised space. Where Genesys, I believe, is different is that they're a premium dealer for the corporatised advisors. And so if you've got a practice that looks and feels like that, then Genesys is the place to be. I think that in terms of the group, the peers that we have in the group, and the strength in the way that we've been able to develop our businesses has come from dealing with each other. In fact, Genesys have spent quite a bit of time fostering that peer group, really driving that camaraderie, because often it doesn't happen on its own. And over the last couple of years they've created a leadership group that's really given us the opportunity to spend time together, to really look at what we each do in our practices and get the absolute most out of the best ideas of every firm in the group. It's often a difficult thing to do on your own, and I think if you're in a small practice and you're isolated, it's something that almost never happens. So I think the Genesys leadership in that area has been something that's made a profound difference to our practice. I think a really good example of working in that peer group together are the trips that many of the principals take to each other's offices. So I've had the opportunity to spend days in one of the larger firms in Melbourne and in Canberra and in Sydney, and also invite them to come to our practice. The idea behind that really is to pick it to pieces and try and see if we can improve the things that we do along the way. So it's a collaborative culture in that group of peers, and it's a very honest one where we really try and make sure that we share the best of what we're doing rather than being exclusive in the way that we behave, so that the entire group benefits from the things that we do. Overall, Genesys has a collaborative culture, and I think that that's really important. It's supported by Genesys as a very robust dealer. We've got the strength of a strong parent in AMP, and despite the involvement of those two large institutions, all of the large corporatised practices have managed to maintain the look and feel of an independent practice. And I think that if you've got that sort of practice and that's the place that you want to take your business, then there's no better place to be.